What is up, people? Your boy Joy B here, bringing you a Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we've hit the Hydra. Yeah, we're going for Brutal Hydra, dying to get that one key, and I've basically come up with a team comp post the deterrence nerf. Obviously, it isn't working properly. The comp does still include Shamel, so I do apologise for those of you that haven't been lucky enough to pull the guy, because he does make the job 10 times easier. However, stay tuned, make sure you bang that sub button, because the next video we're going to be doing the exact same sort of thing without Shamel, and we'll see what we can get. This is the comp I'm going to be running today. I'll go through it quickly, look over the builds, and then I'll kind of show you how I'm running it and how I'm getting it to work. But first thing we're going to do is, some of you might be using Shamel after the deterrence nerf and that, and his counterattacks don't seem to be doing all that good. I have realised that Lydia paired with Shamel is absolutely insane, and you can still get an absolute nutty amount of turns with your lead champ, just by running these two together. Take Lydia out and it definitely does not even 33% as much damage as what I can be doing. So I'm just going to show you this now just to prove. I'll take Lydia out, I'll start it, and you can watch how many counterattacks it gets off for a minute or two, and then we'll jump into the builds and you can see it in action with Lydia and why I've done it. So let's get into it. Right, guys, so here we've started to run. I've just took Lydia out and stuck in Draco. It's just a decreased defense and weaken, just a straight up replacement. It won't do as good, I know that already, but let's just take a little look at what Shamael does with his counterattacks without Lydia in the team. So as you can see, pretty much nothing there. We won't use the nuke yet, not that it matters because we're going to stop the run. So he gets a couple of counterattacks there, it's done. So we're talking 2 turns, nothing there. Let's get the decreased defense and weaken out, and then let's give a good slam. There you go, 1 counterattack there, another big slam in. There you go, 1 counterattack there. Let's just do another hit with everybody. 1 counterattack there, so 1 full rotation, and the Hydra heads have already had a turn, right? That ain't very effective, especially at the stages of Brutal and that, when you want the damage out as quick as possible, because every time a Hydra head goes, that Devour counter goes down, and pretty much you're just making life hard for yourself. So anyway, yeah, without Lydia, that's what it's doing. You ain't getting very many turns, you ain't stalling anything, and I'll explain exactly this setup, why I've got people placed where they're placed, to get the most amount of damage out of the comp that I'm running. So yeah, let's jump in, we'll look through the builds of the actual team that I'm running. So here we have, first build here, we've got Lydia, and big disclaimer for everyone, I have not touched these builds since before Hydra hit, and they're still doing bits, so I know when I'm going to be doing these tweaks and changes to masteries and stuff like that, the damage is going to go up. So far my best is 23 million, and then the Head of Wrath came out. Yeah, when he spawns, just like any other comp, your day is ruined, he's going to destroy you. We still haven't come up with a comp to deal with that head yet, but it is what it is. So there he has it. Just a quick look, there's her stats. She's sitting about 350 accuracy. It will need bumped up for Nightmare. You will be looking at about 410, 20 accuracy to actually land everything effectively. But yeah, 257 speed, a good little bit of defense, alright HP, and our mastery, she's one of the few that has War Master because I use Undoom Tower. Arbiter has not been touched, she's just in a go second arena team at the minute, so literally absolutely insane that she's even doing her bit. She is replaceable. I think I do prefer Raglin in the team, but Arbiter's easier for people to get, so I just thought I'd add her in here for the sake of the video. So she's running really fast, crazy high HP, a little bit of resistance, not anything ridiculous. And our masteries, she does not have War Master, so she ain't getting any damage. And on to the next. Lady Kimi is one of the legendaries that I'd say is, along with Lydia, that is very hard to replace in this setup. She isn't running War Master, as you can see, she is down at Eagle Eye. The reason for that is because, yeah, she's in our arena team as well. 600 odd accuracy, 275 speed, not crazy high HP, and just a good overall defense. So I haven't touched her at all from her arena setup. She's not built for Hydra. She just does her bits with the accuracy, and I'll get into that when we go into the run. Next champ we're going to look at, Shamel, however you pronounce his name. He's still in his Toxic. His masteries are still the exact same from when the deterrence. I haven't done his offense yet, stuck War Master on it. You can do that in this comp I'm running because it doesn't matter how quick you're killing that head of Torment. You just want to get the damage out as quick as possible and pray to God that he spawns again. As for his stats, they're nothing like anyone here watching this video will make a better Sham, and he'll do a much better job than what he's doing at the moment for me. And then obviously the last two, the Pride and Joys. This is where the build kind of gets formed. This is how I've set it up. If we can ever find them, we've rolled right past them. Where are you boys? There we go. So as you can see, one of my Royal Guards is in Relentless. I think I'm going to change that. It does work. I've obviously ran the comp with it like this, but it doesn't get as many turns because it's been stalled with that turn meter boost for the lead. The Relentless doesn't proc as often as you'd like. I could probably put him in the lead position, but then at the same time, you'll see the next build. I want more turns with the front. So I'd probably change this build, just get him into Savage and get more damage out of him. Total stats, there you have it. Not very impressive, nothing crazy. Most of you guys will be able to achieve that. It's not even max crit rate. Like, I haven't touched this guy in God knows how long, and the build's still working. On this, Flawless Executioner, extra crit damage. It's pretty much the key part there. You could do War Master if you could get the crit damage up. As you've seen, it isn't that high. I could re-gear him, put War Master on it, and still keep about the same stats. For this one, this is the big boy. His masteries, same again, Flawless Executioner. And he's in Savage Gear. The reason he's in Savage Gear is because when you get into Brutal, and especially Nightmare, these heads have some crazy high defense. So ignoring defense is going to boost your overall damage. I know he's A2, that's his big hitter. It is based on enemy max HP, but he's going to be getting lots of turns because he's in my lead position. So you want his A1 and A2, just putting out lots of smacks, doing lots of damage. Overall stats here, he is pretty well built. Max crit, 277 crit damage, 5k attack. His speed's the same as the other, 184. But his speed is pretty much irrelevant because he's going to be getting all the turn meter boosts from Shamel, hitting off that counter attack. So there you have it. No absolutely amazing builds, let's be honest. They can all be improved. The masters can all be rejigged to get more damage out of this. But that's not the point of the video. I'm not telling you how to build your champs. I'm not telling you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm giving you the comp idea. And then you can go away and you can make the changes that you feel would definitely improve this. I'm just showing you a technique as to how I'm fighting the Hydra. So let's get rid of Draco. We'll put Lydia back in. We will have a look for her counter attacks as we're going through. So before we start, a bit about the build and the reasons as to where they're positioned. The key one here is Arbiter at the moment, or Raglin, or whoever you've got that's going to be in there for your revive. Or I'm maybe going to try Bad L now that I pulled him, get the heals off and see if we can't keep people alive with just the continuous heals. A little benefit of that is if the Head of Mischief steals the continuous heals and gets the spread off, then that Head of Torment's going to be healing itself every time it takes a turn and the same heads are going to stay. I might give that a go. But at the moment, the Reviver's in the second position because you've seen the Royal Guards. They are not tanky. I believe his health's something ridiculous like 40,000. Not even 30,000. So best case scenario, he gets killed and the Devour counter moves if you didn't already know that. If your champ is on the counter and it dies, it moves on to the next, restarts, but one turn less. So when he dies, the chances are other people are pretty much close to dying, especially the Royal Guard behind it. So you might use your revive for, say, this Royal Guard down bottom, and then, oh no, you don't have a reviver for your lead. So when your lead position's dead, whatever champ's in this position here is then going to get the turn meter boost from Shamel, and that enables her to get back round. The revive comes really back fast, gets your lead champ back up, counter attacks, and there you go. That's pretty much it. And as I said, Lady Kimi's hard to replace from this because she's bringing your decreased speed and accuracy and block debuffs if you do it right. So let's jump into a run, have a little look how to use the team, and we'll maybe pause the video and I'll run it through and see what damage we end up on. So let's get into this. Right, so here we are, first turn. So one thing I will say, because we've brought Arbiter in now instead of Raglin, isn't boosting the turn meter of other people. There is a little iffy thing. You can use a turn meter boost here. It will put increased attack up. However, it can bite you in the ass if you get some bad RNG with turns, but we'll do it anyway because the head of mischief can sometimes get the spread off before we're wanting it. All just depends what happens with these speeds. We got it on everybody, we should be good. If one of the heads don't get the speed on it, it can kind of really mess you up. Anyway, what we basically do here is just cycle through damage. As you'll see with Lydia going, look how many counter attacks Sham's getting. As I was saying, he will counter and counter and counter again because she's countering when people are placing flares and he's countering again off of that. So drop defense and weaken. Because that head of decay has a slow on it, he's got the reduced speed. We're going to get all our nukes off in time. We're just going to keep hitting this torment. That's all we're going to focus. I haven't messed about with the AI settings to see if I can maybe get this on auto and then play it through at the start. Don't really win it. I'm happy manualing it. I'm glad there's a bit of content in the game now that's forcing us to totally manual it. I think that's brilliant. That's what it should be. And it's only 3 keys a week if you even use all 3. So there we have it. There's all our nukes going down. We're already at 2.2 million. There's been a full rotation. So as you've seen, when I took out Lydia, we didn't get that full rotation. Well, we did get it, and then the heads went here. We're still going. There you go. Turn meter boosts all around. As you see, Lydia's still getting turn meter boosts as well, every here and there. We'll see how many rotations we get out. This pair in here just makes Sham literally still a big key in everybody's sort of set up for Hydra. I don't see how you can replace him and get as effective results. But as I said, I do have a comp sitting at the side that I'll get a video up on that doesn't include Sham. It does include some champs that a lot of people might not have, but let's be honest, Hydra's endgame content, and a lot of people that are at the stage hitting Brutal and Nightmare have got pretty stacked accounts, much more than what I do, so yeah. But this is pretty much how it goes. I'm going to cut the video off here and I'll get back when Kimi's going to do her little job and I'll kind of show you her purpose for a secondary purpose of this whole composition. So I'll be right back. So Lady Kimi just went. I forgot to hit bloody play, imagine that. But anyway, Lady Kimi just went. So when that head of mischief stole that buff, the speed was the last thing on the list placed on the champ. So it was the first one that she was going to strip. So I used her block debuffs. He will spread this increased attack and the strengthen. That's not a big drama to us. We ain't scared about that. We don't want him spreading that increased speed because he spreads that speed. He's just combating the decreased speed when we get back around to Kimi. And the heads are going to start getting turns quicker, reducing the amount of turns you're getting before things get nasty and reducing your overall damage. But yeah, if you take Arbiter out, as I was saying at the start, and run like a Raglin, you don't have that increased attack, so they're going to be doing less damage. It's a little bit less sketchy. But also, the boost turn meter from Raglin's A1, because that's all you're going to be using, gets your turns round, and Lady Kimi's block debuffs comes up before he gets the spread in. So the Head of Suffering here, he puts up that nice little reflect damage and ally protect on everyone, and then Lady Kimi will go and she will strip all of that, meaning you don't have to deal with the reflect damage of that. But for the purposes of this run, I'm going to use the reflect damage and wipe out my own Royal Guard so that the Devour disappears and we can keep him alive in a lead position doing more damage. So anyway, I'm going to run this a little bit further in and let's see what we can get to. Right, so there we have it, guys. They went round, the head targeted the front Royal Guard because he's got lowest HP. It was in the point of dying. So he provoked, attacked him with the reflect damage and his stats. He killed himself. And as you notice, the Devour meter has now moved over. So I am safe to revive him. Get him up. You get the extra turn. You can throw your little thing. If you've got enough accuracy in the Arbiter, if that's who you choose to use, it will strip that reflect damage off. And then there's absolutely no worries to it there. But yeah, really simple composition. Use the sort of negative effects of these Hydras to your benefit. Get that Devour moved over. Keep your damage dealers up, especially your Royal Guards, because their A2s are going to nuke that Head of Mischief. So if he swallows something, you can't target it. It's going to wipe him out. Yeah, so I'm going to run through this and let's see where we finish off. Right, I just thought I'd show this. So here we have it. Use the A2 in the front Royal Guard then, because the head still has its reflect damage up. He's killed himself. So now Arbiter's sitting technically in the lead position. So everything she does, she's going to be getting this turn meter boost now from all these counter attacks. And we want it like that so we can get round, get her as many turns in, get that revive back up and save our little buddy. And there's the link again with Sham and Lydia. Absolutely fantastic. Don't be afraid to use your block debuffs and that when you get a chance on these other heads. Just makes life easy. You'll probably keep block debuffs up with Lady Kimi now, but just makes that life a little bit easier. So now we're on to the second turn. We won't use the heal just yet. We'll go around because we'll just keep targeting this Torment, getting the counter attacks, getting her heals. I'm going to let this play out just so you can see how quick we're getting back to these. So there you go. He can't steal the buffs. Lady Kimi goes. Then Arb's going to get the next turn again. Notice why we aren't using our heal and increase attack and turn meter boost just now. We want to wait until we get our lead back up. All the way around. Obviously, you fiddle about with your builds, make them much more impressive than what I have running here, and you're going to be able to sync this team up much better and get their turns in quicker, because that's what the biggest key is, getting everyone else's turns in a lot faster so that you can get more damage out in a short space of time. So, there you have it. We could heal right now. We aren't going to. Let's just have a little lucky go at smacking, get a turn meter boost in this front row guard, and we'll keep continuing, and that's pretty much the rotation. We can risk, because of the turn meter I can see of Kimi, we can smack a block debuffs up over here. He can go, that's not a drama. He dies anytime, it's not a problem, because we're just going to keep cycling with Arbiter now. We aren't going to be using his big nuke while that reflect damage is up anyway. We'll just do a single target, and yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'll be back at the end. So, we're at a point now, we've killed the head of Torment. This is when the RNG will take place, but for the time in between when the head's dead, it's totally up to you. You can start attacking another head and try getting him down. Probably the head is suffering because it's a pain in the balls when that reflect damage comes up. If your rotation's out or something just goes wrong, if your builds ain't big enough, you ain't got the decreased speed landed on him, it's a pain. But for the sake of just this video, we're just going to attack this big head and try to get as much damage out as we can. So, as with all things in life, RNG decided that this run's going to be ended on turn 16. I mean, you could try keep going, drop a decreased defense in that, and push through. Try kill that head of Mischief on the right hand side, and it might spawn up with the head of Torment. Who knows, but for the sakes of the video, I'm just going to end it here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You've got everything you need in the comp. That's how it runs. If you want to give it a shot, go ahead. If you've got any suggestions, let us know in the comments below. Bang it down. I know the improvements, but any changes that you could make into this team to maybe make it do more damage or get there quicker, yeah, just let us know. Here, we're all trying to learn this shit. So, yeah, if you managed to watch it to this point, even to hear that, thanks very much. As I said at the start, we'll get a composition out without Shamel, whatever, in the next few days. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out.